In last lesson we had student, instructor and department class, along with the links between different attributes of those classes. We demonstrated the use on 4 students, and now in this lesson we'll use those classes on a bigger data set of students. We have details of students inside a CSV file. CSV stands for comma separated values, although there can be delimiter other than the comma. The file contains the information of student's name, registration number, and the subjects he or she wants to register. A big advantage of CSV file over a simple text file is that we can open it in Excel, which gives much better visualization, and we can use many of the Excel features as well. So our job will be to first create the student object from the information of first 2 columns as registration number and full name, and then use the next 5 columns to register subjects for each of the student. The subject columns are randomly filled as yes or no to indicate if student wants to register it or not. So let's write the code. We'll import CSV module to apply read or write operations on CSV file. Read-write procedure for CSV file is quite similar to that of a text file. We'll open the file using open statement and pass in the file name we want to read or write. And then the mode, which should be R if we want to read the file and W if we want to write on it. The file specified must be inside the working folder of this program, and if it is at some other location, we'll have to specify the full path. iFile is just a name given to the file object. Then we need to create a reader object which will read the file. To get data from the reader object, we can directly use it in a for loop, and in each iteration, it will return one line of the data as a list. After done with reading, we should close the file using close statement. This closing of file is important step. Opening a file needs some operating system resources, and closing that file will clean and release those resources. One better approach is to use a statement named as with while opening the file. This creates a context manager which allows to allocate and release the resources precisely. The statements we want to execute on opened file now should be written inside the block of this context manager. We do not need to use close method, as the context manager will do this by itself when the code block is completed. If we run the code, you can see each data line is a list having the elements on that line separated by comma. The first line is kind of row header indicating what each value means. Instead of the reader object, we can use dict reader object, and that will return a dictionary instead of the list. It will consider the first row of the file as keys for the dictionary and will start reading the file from second line by making it as values of the dictionary, and then for each line after that. So if we run the code, you will see a dictionary is printed for each loop iteration. Each dictionary has keys from the first line like registration number, name, etc., and the values are data on respective line. So in this case, it will be easy to refer to comma separated values by the meaningful keys rather than the index. So now instead of printing the result, let's create the student objects. Loop variable line is the dictionary. To create student, we need to split name into 2 parts for fname and lname. Let's first verify if all students have been created successfully. After creating a student, let's register subjects for him against which there is yes for that student. This can be done by looping over all dictionary items which are read as tuple with key at index 0 and value at index 1. So if the value is yes, we should register the subject. Let's verify by printing the courses of first 10 students. And you will see different courses registered against them. The first is for the first student, and if we see the source file, the only subject with no is mechanics of material. And you can see that this list has all subjects except that. Now we can add the instructors. As there are just 6 instructors we had in last lesson, so instead of loading those from a file, I'll copy the code from last lesson. Once courses are assigned to the instructors and registered for the students, we know that we can view the details in department class as two dictionaries. So let's see the subject student dictionary, and let's just pass one subject CP2, and the output should be the list of all students registered in this subject. It will be good if we export this information to a CSV file. For that, we'll use the open statement to open a file. We'll set the name of the file, for example cp2.csv, and specify the mode as W for write mode. Note that it will create a new file with the name cp2.csv inside the working directory of this program. And if file with that name already exists, it will overwrite it. A third optional input argument is new line, and we should set it to a blank string. Otherwise there will be a blank line after each line written on the file. Here we will create writer object using csv.writer. We will loop over all students inside subject student dictionary against the key cp2, and will write that using write row method, and will just write the registration number of the student. Let's run the code. It is executed successfully. So now if we check the working directory of our program, we'll find the file created by our program. If we open it, it contains all registration numbers who registered in CP2 course. Now we should do it for all subjects, and we will automate this process by getting subject names from the subject enumeration class and applying this process on each of that. So I'll loop over members of subject class. I'll take the name attribute of that member and append .csv, which will be the file name for that subject. This process needs to be applied on each member. I'll specify file name as f of line number 31, and of course should replace cp2 with subject member.name. And now if we run the code and check the working folder, we will see 6 CSV files. Let's open mechanism file. Once again, I'll suggest you to see the program, which is quite simple. It's just about reading and writing the files. And all complex calculation and links are handled by the classes we created. Now let's also set the group members of each student. We can do it by using create groups method of department class, and then we can create another CSV file to write details of group members. We will write registration number of student and its group member. Note that if total students are odd, as in this case, group member of one of the student is not set. So we should apply appropriate condition. One more thing you should note is that each student will have two entries in the CSV file. One as he and his group member, and second as his group member and he being group member of his group member. To avoid that, once a student and his group member have been written, we should remove the group member from all students list. But we may need all students list for some other purpose, so let's create a copy of all students list and use that copy for this purpose, so that original list stays the same. But the important thing is that this way of creating a copy creates a shallow copy, which means both lists are actually the same object in memory. If we change any, we'll see that change in other list also, because that is not a different object. So we should create a deep copy of the list, which will create a new object in the memory. And then both of these will be two different lists. For that, we need to import module copy and then use deep copy method inside this module. Now if we run the code, it generated permission error on mech.csv file because the file is opened and it is unable to create new mech.csv file. So I'll close that file and rerun the code. Now in working directory, you can also see the project group CSV file, and it contains the registration numbers of two group members. The last is the one whose group member was not set. This completes our discussion on multiple classes, and next you will have two challenge problems based on the things you have learned so far. So that's all from this lesson. Thanks for watching.